What's good, everybody? Welcome back, and yes, we are telling you once again, do not go for this Adidas Yeezy 350 V2 release. Again, carbons, we told you, pass on them. Naturals, we're going to tell you to pass on them. Every single other 350 V2, most likely until we hit the breads in December, it's going to be an easy pass on them, because trust me, it is not worth it. We'll break it down because I know there's still a lot of people that were shitting on me for titling this video, probably in the last video that we did talk about the full how to cop guide for the upcoming Yeezy release, saying it's not worth it if you're trying to resell them. It's really not worth it at the end of the day. But I know there's some doubtful people out there, so we're going to break down the mathematics for you guys in just a bit. We are talking about the new 350 V2 colorway called the Natural. And it is looking like there will only be a reflective version. There's only one version out right now that I can see up on anywhere on all the aftermarket sites and pictures. So in this video, we're going to break down the full how to cop guide if you really want to know how to cop a pair, because it's not going to be too difficult. Where to cop them, resale predictions, of course, is it worth the cop? And clearly, by the title of this video, you guys see right down below, it is absolutely not. And yeah, we are feeling ourselves a bit. You know, we got the new Off-White 5s coming out next week. Next week is insane. Today's insane as well with Nike Dunk exclusive access, which of course Timeboy TV Plus members knew about very early yesterday. And something maybe coming out with a little bit of some Off-White action as well. Soon. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. Oh, one last thing before we get right into it. You see this? You see the John? You see the John right here? We didn't get one. We got a few pairs. Members got these yesterday. We had a fun-ass time giving them away for way under market. Mocha's review coming tomorrow, by the way. Make sure you guys stay tuned for that. And just like that, we should be up on the screen. And you guys can see we got, you know, this is the latest Yeezy 350 V2 release we did see, which was the carbons. So let's take a general size. You know, size 10 right here. It's a nice little general size. Nothing too, you know, crazy. Relatively easy cop. Not probably one of the easiest sizes to get, tell you the truth. But listen, $257 lowest ask, $241 bid. So say we go to sell to the highest bid, right? We end up getting $214. If you can recall, retail on Yeezys is $220 US. You go ahead and place an ask. You want to match lowest ask, $257. That is a go ahead of $8.73 profit. You might say quantity over quality in Yeezys. Well, yes, that is the case. But if you buy it off Yeezy Supply, they have $6 shipping, so then that breaks down your profit margins to $2. If you use bots and proxies, that probably breaks your profit in general, probably down about another $10, depending on how much you pay for everything, rentals, fees, whatever you want to do, plus shipping and tax if you pay for anything. Well, we took shipping from Yeezy Supply. If you pay tax, some states make you charge $20 on a $220 purchase. So you're losing on a crazy amount of money. But it is what it is. People will still hate on me for saying it's not worth copying Yeezys. But well, once again, there's a little asterisk. There's a little asterisk around do not copy Yeezys. If you have a great local buyer, of course, it only makes sense to buy them up. Like if you have a guaranteed buyer, go ahead and cop them. If you have great local clientele, go ahead and cop them. But if you depend on apps, if you depend on StockX and eBay, and even eBay really hasn't been moving that well lately, but they do have 0% fees, and the new authentication thing is insane. So I definitely recommend going that route. But it's not worth the time and effort. You spend so much time doing raffles, doing first come first serve, online, getting prepared. I honestly don't think it's worth it unless you're copping GS sizes. But as you can see right here, we're on Yeezy Supply. We're getting to more of the how to cop guide aspect of this video. We can see it's the natural color loaded up. 2 days, 19 hours, 23 minutes, and 42 seconds. That's going to be Saturday at 9 a.m. Eastern. I think it should be most likely, yeah, 9 a.m. Eastern. So the way Yeezy Supply works, you guys know what to do. It's a little bit of a queue system, meaning you try to get in as many users as you can, and by users I mean multiple devices. Try to go on LTE, because if you use Wi-Fi, they can end up banning your shenanigan IP. And the way you know if you're banned is if you look at the bottom right screen and like that capture that's simply there with the arrow and the circle, it has a line, just a dash through it. That means you're banned. So that means you have too many tabs open on one IP or one internet or one connection to the site, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I always recommend using LTE and on different devices, or just open up 2 tabs per device on Google Chrome, or one on Safari or one on Chrome, and on the same Wi-Fi internet connection, and you should be a-okay. Typically, they've been loosening up the restrictions for the general 350 V2 releases. But continuing on, we do got adidas.com/Yeezy, and this is probably the easiest way to secure a pair, and probably where the most stock will be allocated, which is Adidas app. So the way you do the app, you go on the app, literally press the app, open it up, and right on the front it'll say retail release. Click on it, enter your size, your shipping, billing information, and boom, you're entered in. You'll be notified at around Saturday on 11 a.m. Eastern, just around that time range of when, if you actually end up successful picking up a pair and catching that W, which once again, it shouldn't be too difficult. But it's not going to be as wide of a release as Carbon's. I do want to stress that. Now, Carbon's is rumored to be like 550,000 pairs, according to some Twitter trolls, which once again, they've been coming with some crazy stock numbers. We have 1.2 million box logos out there. We're about to have 1 million Mocha pairs out there. We had supposedly 600,000-ish pairs of Carbons, which I did put in my video as well. But that was just, you know, going along with the news. Now, the news is, don't be believing these people. A lot of these outlets also don't even have it 100% right. I'd only really trust the bigger outlets out there, and bigger outlets don't even have stock numbers because no stock numbers are 100% confirmed. There is no pinpoint stock numbers. They're all guesses. They're all estimations. They're not 100% confirmed no matter who is out there, unless you can scrape back in info, and you can really only do that on Shopify and select possibly some foot sites. With the new bot protection, though, they're going to be changing that up. So that's just an FYI out there. Now, as where else you can get your pair? Finish Line is for once going to be doing a first come first serve release, meaning no in-app raffle, which is something they don't do too often, especially for Yeezys. They tend to not do that, but it looks like this time around they will end up doing first come first serve in store and first come first serve online. If you do know, Finish Line and JD Sports are like parent companies. That means they're owned by the same big company out there. They both use a queue system, and by the way, their queue system is a bit different. Their queue goes live at about 9:55 a.m. Eastern on the day of the drop, while Yeezy Supply queue typically does go live at around 8:45 a.m. Eastern. So typically 15 minutes before it goes live on Yeezy Supply, and about 5 to 10 minutes before it goes live on Finish Line and JD Sports. Now, as for Foot Locker, we do have them loaded up right here for October 24th in men's and GS sizing. You guys can see right here, you click view details and it tells you when it's going to load. 2 days, 20 hours, 20 minutes, and 35 seconds. That's 10 a.m. Eastern for this Saturday. Limit 1 per person. By the way, they have a new Data Dome. Data Dome is a new name of the new bot protection. You know, they had Aiden. I think that's the way you pronounce it. That was to prevent multiple bot orders. Now, this time around, they're combining Qit. Soon, they're supposed to have Qit, and now they have Data Dome for sure on a few of their foot sites. Not all foot sites have them. Foot sites include Kids Foot Locker, Foot Action, Eastbay, Champs, and I think that's about it. Well, Lady Foot Locker too, but that's not a lot of releases go down on there. Now, with Data Dome, the way they do it, you have to solve a CAPTCHA system as you get through. It's really like a whole complicated process, but basically you have to solve CAPTCHAs now. You got to get good emails, and it's just going to be a little bit more complicated as a fact. And I don't think they're going to be pushing the full update for this weekend. I think they're going to be pushing the update for Mochas because they know everyone's going to go absurd for those, and they're going to have a good amount of pairs. They want to make sure those pairs go to real humans. But definitely worth the manual cop. I definitely would not give up manually on foot sites lately. I've been giving up on all releases since Game Royal Toes or Game Royals, whatever you want to call them. I gave up ever since after that release. I kind of just gave up. I was like, screw foot sites. Like, we did good manually on those, but ever since after that release, with the new bot protection they put up, it was just terrible. Aiden just made it impossible for manual users. Now, with this, I do see it probably being a little bit easier for manual users for the first few releases until bot companies and software companies do catch up. And once they do, we're back to the basic program of never being able to add to cart. So that being said, I definitely once again recommend going manually if you do want a pair. Now, YCMC did end up switching from the Qit system to fully Shopify, and I hope it never happens, but I have a feeling foot sites might end up one day going to Shopify. It would be crazy. That means Shopify really took over the entire game of online marketplace e-commerce. It would be insane to see that happen. But with everything is pointing towards like every site soon about to go to Shopify. It's sad because bots destroy Shopify most of the time depending on their bot protection setup. But YCMC is one that has been really getting eaten up by bots ever since they did switch over. I've had a lot more success on their whole Qt system, but then they ended up switching to once again Shopify, and it's been a lot tougher. Shoe Palace is another one. Well, Shoe Palace was always impossible for manual unless you got blessed and mad lucky. Naturals will be releasing on there as well. Full family size running. You guys can see it from a size 4.5 to a size 16. They'll go live, and I expect bots to kill market on these. But I would never even focus on. Ooh, very good item right here. Very good item. But as for the Yeezys, I would not focus on Shoe Palace just because they charge $27 shipping on like high tier release products. That's why I say it's definitely not worth the cop from them. Now, as for resale market, what's headed with them right now? Prices are looking just about pretty bad, very similar to Carbons, if not a little bit worse than Carbons from what I recall. Most sizes are looking to be around $280 to $300 US, just around there. Now, the only size I would recommend even copping and selling on the apps if you depend on StockX and GOAT is 4 through 7. those are sizes that have generally been doing really well and typically recover the best. Yes, a lot of resellers go for those sizes, but typically over time they do recover a lot faster than, say, for example, any size from an 8 to a 13. But 11.5 has been holding up really well. And as I was saying, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, before this video did end up getting cut out, the rare half sizes do end up holding their value a lot better over time, but specifically base size, they just be going to the moon a lot faster. Specifically, if you want to hold for 6+ months, I see these being relatively the good cop. But that's pretty much just about it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you guys stay tuned for the Mocha review coming tomorrow. Then we go Thursday in-store vlog for Supreme, and we'll see how that all ends up going down. Thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys then. Peace.